If you're running a civil engineering firm right now, you're probably feeling pressure from all sides. Projects are getting more complex, good talent is harder to find, and clients want everything done faster and cheaper. Are you building a firm for yesterday or tomorrow? Yet the firms that will thrive in the next decade aren't just adapting to these changes, they're completely rethinking how they operate through strategic outsourcing. Today, I'm going to show you the one strategic move, strategic outsourcing, that separates the firms that survive from the ones that dominate their market. But first, let's talk about what's really happening in our industry right now. Three major forces are hitting every civil engineering firm at the same time, and most owners can feel something shifting, but can't quite put their finger on what it means for their business. Technology is changing everything about how we design and build, with new software promising efficiency, but requiring training time your people don't have. The talent market has never been more competitive, with good engineers demanding higher salaries and more flexibility while taking years of project knowledge when they leave. Project demands keep getting more unpredictable, with clients wanting specialized expertise for complex work, but also expecting you to be available whenever they need you. Here's what makes these challenges so dangerous. They compound each other in ways that can destroy firms that seemed stable for decades. Take a mid-sized firm that loses 2 senior engineers to competitors offering remote work and higher pay. Now they're behind on projects, project quality suffers, clients start looking elsewhere, and revenue drops. We've heard from firms who dominated their markets for decades that margins are shrinking even as they work harder. For years, successful firms followed a simple formula: win more projects, hire more people, grow the office, repeat. When business is good, you are hired. When it was slow, you held on and waited for things to pick up. This approach worked when projects were predictable, talent was stable, and technology changed slowly. But that world is gone. Now firms need specialized expertise for short-term projects, then different skills for the next job. Hiring a full-time specialist for every possible need would bankrupt most companies. Keeping generalists means you can't compete for the high-value work that requires deep technical knowledge. The uncomfortable truth is that traditional business models are failing across the industry. Firms that dominated their markets for 30 years are suddenly struggling to stay profitable. They're working harder than ever, but seeing their margins shrink. Their teams are stressed, their clients are demanding, and their overhead keeps growing. With over 15 years partnering with US firms, AXA has seen these patterns play out across dozens of projects. The solution isn't about working longer hours or throwing more resources at problems. It's not about hiring more people or buying more software. The firms that will succeed in the next decade are taking a completely different approach to how they access talent and deliver services. They're not just adapting to change, they're rethinking what their business should look like from the ground up. Instead of trying to do everything with internal staff, they're building networks of specialized expertise they can access when needed. Instead of competing on size, they're competing on agility and strategic thinking. The most successful firms are breaking away from the old model of hiring everyone in-house and keeping them busy with whatever work comes in. They're creating operations that can scale up or down based on project needs, access world-class expertise without overhead, and focus their best people on the work that matters most. The question isn't whether your firm needs to change. The question is whether you'll lead that change or get left behind by it. The smartest leaders are doing the exact opposite of what most firms try. While others scramble to hire more people and build bigger teams, they're strategically partnering with external specialists and building networks of expertise they can access when needed. This isn't about cutting costs or giving up control. It's about creating a competitive advantage that traditional firms can't match. Strategic outsourcing represents a fundamental shift in how successful engineering firms operate. Instead of trying to keep every possible skill in-house, these firms focus on what they do best and partner with specialists for everything else. Most firm owners think keeping everything internal gives them more control and better quality, but the reality is the opposite. When you hire someone full-time, you're stuck with their skill level, their availability, and their salary whether you need them or not. When you work with strategic partners, you can access exactly the expertise you need, when you need it, at the level of quality you require. There's a huge difference between reactive and strategic outsourcing. Reactive outsourcing happens when you're desperate. working with whoever is available at premium rates for rushed work. Strategic outsourcing means building relationships with trusted partners before you need them, understanding their capabilities and quality standards so you know exactly who to call when projects come up. Eric Hasnoerl of Celtic Engineering, Inc. explains how this works in practice.
To take on new tasks. We are pleased to have AXA as part of our team and would highly recommend their company to anyone seeking a high-quality, efficient, competent partner. Thank you.
Strategic outsourcing provides three major advantages that traditional hiring can't match. First, you get enhanced flexibility. Need a structural engineer with bridge experience for a 3-month project? You can bring in someone who's done dozens of similar projects instead of training your general structural engineer. Second, you gain serious risk mitigation. When you depend entirely on internal staff, losing one key person can damage multiple projects, but diversified partnerships protect you against talent loss and market changes. Third, your best people can focus on high-value work instead of routine tasks that external specialists handle more efficiently. Your core team leads client relationships and strategy, while partners deliver specialized technical work. They understand your clients, your standards, and your business goals. They work with external partners to deliver solutions that would be impossible with internal resources alone. This combination of internal knowledge and external expertise creates capabilities that neither could achieve independently. Strategic outsourcing transforms your firm from a traditional service provider into an agile, scalable operation that can compete at any level. You're not limited by your current staff size or skill set. You can respond to opportunities quickly, scale up for major projects, and maintain lean operations during slower periods. Your overhead stays manageable while your capabilities expand dramatically. When you have access to specialized expertise on demand, your firm can take on projects you couldn't handle before. You can compete for higher value work because you know you can access the skills needed to deliver exceptional results. The firms that master this approach don't just survive market changes, they position themselves to lead their industry forward. Your success depends on making the right strategic choices now. The firms that survive the next decade won't be the biggest or oldest. They'll be the most adaptable and strategic in how they access talent and deliver value. As Josh Lambert of True East Development Company recalls.
And Anthony and I have just become good friends over the course of the last 5 years, and I would definitely recommend AXANH Engineers.
Here's what you need to ask yourself. Are you building a firm for yesterday's market or tomorrow's opportunities? The market has changed, and your approach needs to change with it. Start thinking strategically about outsourcing as a competitive weapon, not just a cost-saving measure. If you're ready to shift from reactive hires to strategic partnerships, start mapping your network of specialists today. If this resonated, comment below. Are you building for yesterday or tomorrow? And subscribe for more AEC strategy insights.